1. Triple down. I've seen enough. I'm calling this one. 2 for 1. Yes. 3 down. A well-fought victory.
Yo, what is going on, my friends? Welcome to today's video. I know you're confused. Shake on a Warlock. First on a Hunter, now on a Warlock. What next? But that Incinerator snap, this cheeky little melee they put on the Warlock, I had to make something with this because this is so much fun to use. You click your fingers and they set on fire. It's pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. So this is the focus, this melee. You'll be mainly using incendiaries or firebolt grenades depending on how we felt. The grenade isn't too important here, to be honest. Our aspects are going for Icarus Dash for the movement and heat rises. Of course, if you eat your grenade and then hit them with the Incinerator snap and then drop a Phoenix dive, you do this. Pretty lit, I know, it's pretty awesome, I know, right? But anyway, that's not really the focus of this, it's just something cool you can do, the Warlock dive bomb / shatter dive. But the reason why heat rises is really good is because final blows while you're airborne will give you a massive chunk of melee energy, and we want to get as much melee energy as possible. I was also using Well of Radiance. I just prefer having that over Daybreak, that's a preference thing. My fragments were as follow: Ember of Searing, defeat scorched targets, grants melee energy. Of course, this is all about getting our melee back as often as possible. Our next fragment is Ember of Ashes. You apply more scorch stacks to targets. Again, this is all related to this. I want to defeat scorched people. Getting them more scorched equals melee energy. Then we have Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects applied have increased duration. Obviously, tagging them with this will make you radiant, which is a 10% damage buff. More on damage buffs in just a second. Our final fragment is Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. Of course, this is what it's all about. However, we need to talk now about the Khan's armlets. Melee kills instantly restore a large amount of health and continue to restore health afterwards for a short duration. This is insane. You get a kill and it constantly regenerates your health afterwards, making you extremely tanky. We also have melee kickstart on to get more melee energy. You can see our stats here overall in the bottom here. We have 100 strength. That is the main focus of this build. And of course, the weapons. Oh, indeed, the weapons. And mainly it's this one. We had a title with Grave Robber and a Swashbuckler, the 750 RPM SMG. And then we have Monte Carlo, which again is basically Grave Robber and Swashbuckler with different words. Both weapons reload your weapon on a melee kill and then give you a massive damage buff. So the entire point of the build is get them weak with the Monty or the title, snap your fingers, and then the next thing you know, you've got Vampire's Caress active, you've got Swashbuckler ×5 active, you've got Radiant active. It is a hell of a good time. The final question I'm sure is, but Shake, why would you use this over Celestial Fire? Well, it's really simple. Snapping your fingers is way cooler than just some generic kind of overpowered melee. And that is all I gotta say about that. Trajectory on this thing is way shorter than Celestial Fire. You can send Celestial Fire to the other side of the map pretty much. But at the end of the day, the only reason I got on Warlock is because I can snap my fingers and people set on fire. So you just gotta put that to the side there for a second. This is a very good build and a very fun build, but mostly it's a cool build. It's something that you can do and feel like a badass and actually unironically play well with at the same time. This is my first time really playing on Dawnblade in a very long time, so I know my movement's probably not as good as Dawnblade mains out there, but I felt like I was doing okay the more I played it, and the more I played it, the more fun I had, the more rewarded I felt for making the right combinations. There's so many different things you can do. You've got the snap, you've got the Phoenix dive, you've got Icarus dash, you've got heat rises, you've got the Well of Radiance. You've got a lot of tools at your disposal, and so you can make a lot of things happen with the things that you have available to you. Now, sometimes the snap will fail you, like the trajectory is kind of weird. People are moving around, sometimes they'll duck under or above, But the good thing is obviously you can get your melee back very, very quickly, and the base Warlock melee itself as well is not bad at all. Man, this title, dude, I had this Grave Robber Swashbuckler title in my vault for a minute, and at first I was just using a swash roll with this thing, and then it clicked in my brain, if I use my Grave Robber Swashbuckler one, it's like having a mini Monte Carlo basically in my energy slot, and it is absolutely insane. When you get an aggressive SMG with swash times 5 and Radiant active, that is a lot of damage. You're getting 10% from Radiant, you're getting like 25% from swash times 5. It is a lot of damage, my friends. And also the melee is very good for groups of enemy, like you just saw. There's 2 guys there, they were both weak and they get taken out. Celestial Fire is way better for single targets, but for groups, this melee, the Incinerator snap, is definitely better. Of course, like I said, you know, the way it sends out like a wave of 5 melees, or like 5 little projectiles basically. And in PvP, if you're using this against a single target, 3 of those projectiles will land. The other 2 will be too far wide and will go past the player. But that's where grouped enemies can really get rolled by this thing. That little Phoenix dive there, by the way. Dodge that guy shooting me, heal. Really, really nice. So much stuff you can do now with this subclass. It's a lot of fun. Vampire's Caress makes you so tanky. And the reason why I went with Vampire's Caress over other options is because obviously there's a lot of things you can do. You can do Necrotic Grips, you can do Claws of Ahamkara for 2 melee charges, which is what I initially went with. But I just felt like the Incinerator snap into Vampire's Caress is really, really good. And I just felt like, I don't know, style points, but also practicality as well, because it's definitely good. It's definitely good. So my friends, that was the Vampire Snap build on the Warlock Solo 3.0. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, drop a follow on my Twitch channel as well if you haven't already, twitch.tv/shake, and leave a comment, and most of all, subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, if you made it all the way to the end of the video and you haven't liked and subscribed, what are you waiting for? Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.